Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Agric World, your weekly agriculture magazine, coming to you right here on your favorite station. We are glad to know you're tuned in. We appreciate all your messages. Please keep them coming in to agricworld2013@gmail.com and on Twitter at agric_world. Thank you once again for joining me. I am Lucy Ube. Coming up today, more farmers across Africa are growing food organically. Today we will see how and why farmers in East Africa are practicing organic farming. Our guest this week is Ade Adedeko. He is the Vice President and Head Corporate and Government Relations of Olam Nigeria. He talks to us about Olam's 26-year journey in Nigeria, which has seen it emerge as one of the leading agro-allied companies in agribusiness space in the country and across Africa. He also sheds light on the company's recent investments, especially in cocoa, rice, and the poultry industry. We begin the show today by telling you that the National Sugar Development Council, NSDC, has identified 10 sites for the development of sugar factories across Nigeria. This was disclosed by the Acting Executive Secretary of the Council, Samuel Kwambe, during a meeting with the leadership of the Nigerian Promotion Commission, NIPC, in Abuja recently. Kwambe told the NIPC delegation that 7 of the identified sites have already attracted investors in the sugar industry. The NSDC boss urged the NIPC to assist in sourcing investors for the remaining 3 sites in order to develop them and create jobs in addition to providing sugar for domestic consumption and export. The Acting Executive Secretary of the NIPC, Ade Adedeko, promised to partner with the Council to attract the needed investors. Olam Nigeria is a foremost agro-allied company in Nigeria, producing a range of confectionaries, food products, among other things. The company's 26-year journey in Nigeria has seen it become a key player in the value chains of crops such as cashew, cotton, sesame, cocoa, rice, and most recently, the poultry industry. Despite the successes and impressive heights attained over the last 2 decades, the company is not resting on its oars as it continues to seek to blaze the trail in agribusiness. In this interview, Ade Adedeko, the Vice President and Head Corporate Government Relations of Olam Nigeria, talks to Francesca Okori about the company's most recent investment in rice worth about $100 million and also its recent acquisition of Baz flour and pasta assets for around $275 million. He also speaks about how the company is assisting to improve the productivity of farmers within its fold.
Olam has been in Nigeria since 1989. We're 26 years old and unarguably I think we're the largest agribusiness and food company in Nigeria. We operate from seed to shelf. We operate in categories that hitherto were untouched by a lot of companies. So basically what I was saying is that we're involved in processed cocoa, cashew, sesame, cotton, and ginger. And we're the largest exporter out of Nigeria after oil and gas. We didn't say so, CBN said so. Best impactful investment in agriculture for 2016. That award or accolade was given to us for investing $425 million this year, or injecting that into the economy. People talk about foreign direct investment not coming into Nigeria. Olam alone this year has done $425 million. $275 million for Boa acquisition of their pasta and flour assets, and $150 million for animal feed business in Kaduna and Kwara states. So I think round about $750 to $800 or $850 million has come into this economy this year in terms of FDI. Olam Nigeria has accounted for half of that. So I think we should be patted on the back. Let's put it that way. We employ close to over 2,500 people. Yes, not the businesses, just across, both direct and indirect. Yes, across our businesses. We're very big. Like I told you, we have close to. First of all, it's important to give you a background of who Olam is. Olam started in Nigeria in 1989. Olam is owned by Temasek of Singapore, which has a 51% stake. Temasek, as you know, is the sovereign wealth fund of Singapore. So that speaks to what? That speaks to corporate governance. So we have an African root, a Nigerian root to be precise. We started with one product, it was cashew, and right now we're diversified. So we're a behemoth, a global behemoth, and I'm proud to say that we're very proud to partner and stand with Nigeria in agriculture. Nigeria consumes about 7 million tons of rice, of which 2.7 million tons is produced locally. So there's a gap of about 4.3, which has to be imported. And that gap has to be plugged or met over a period of time. It's not by rocket science. It's not going to come in arithmetic, in geometric progression. It's going to come arithmetically. So you have to plan for it. What are the issues that face the rice value chain? 1, seeds. 2, soil quality. 3, fertilizer. 4, generally inputs. And of course, government policy. So you cannot talk about you cannot legislate or ban by fiat, say rice, for example, by the year 2018 or 2019, you want to ban the import of rice. You have to make a plan, a concerted plan, policy, that will speak to the issue of how to make sure that you move from point A to point B. You see, when you talk about investing more, there has to be what you call hand-holding. Olam has invested $120 million in that value chain, 10,000 hectares in Nasarawa, okay, and 105,000 metric ton meal. What you do is you take the rice from the farm, you take to the mill, and that's what you mill. In spite of our investment, Olam produces only 5% of Nigeria's rice needs. So if you have many more Olams, yes. But again, these things have to be scaled up. But in scaling up, there are a few issues. The issues are issues of yield, okay, per hectare. Okay? The yield you have getting by hectare now is around about between 6 and 10. But yield that you expect from rice in other climes and in other serious countries that produce rice, sometimes in the neighborhood of about 15 to 20 tons. So we have a long way to go. But like I said, a journey of 1,000 miles starts with a step. But government must come up with consistent policies and understand that policies should be beyond electoral cycles. It's not about transitioning from one government to another or one party to another. Policies that work, encourage it. If they don't work, rework it. Pure and simple. Well, you recall that I alluded to our production, that our production right now is limited. What we have right now is a lot of smuggling. A lot of rice that comes in through the borders, okay? The countries that surround us don't eat parboiled rice. So a lot of rice that comes to those countries, gets smuggled in and comes into Nigeria, and duties are not paid. It's important to empower the research institutes. It's very important. Research institutes should be empowered, should be given funding to come up with very, very high-yielding varieties. If you don't have high-yielding varieties, it's a long shot. And two, it's important to state again that, you see, Nigeria has 84 million hectares of arable land. And people think that all the arable land you have in Nigeria can be cultivated. No, we've only cultivated 1/3 of it, and not every cultivable land space is good for rice or for cocoa or for cashew. So what you have to do is to do a proper soil analysis. So I think the Ministry of Agriculture right now is not what you call a soil mapping and soil testing. So they will tell you what soil is good for this, what soil is good for that. I often get called by governments or state governors who tell me, Ade, I want your company to come and invest in my state. And I say, Your Excellency, I'm very much ready to invest in your state. Tell me, what do you want me to do? Tell me, speak to me, or speak to the opportunities in your state so I can take a cue. And the governor says, well, and I said, Your Excellency, well, it's your state. You're inviting me to come and invest. You tell me what I need to come and do. So governments at subnational level need to understand what they have, their potential and what they need to do. And they need to understand that, like I said again, and I'll continue to stress, it is not about electoral cycles. And two, governments should provide incentives. Incentives for companies that are already trying to, work on the agricultural value chain. For us, it's not about negotiation, it's about speaking to government on what we're doing. We're partnering with government in any way possible by providing seeds to outgrowers. We have outgrower schemes, and our outgrowers right now are number around about 4,000. And for us, we're part of the Anchor Borrower program of the Central Bank of Nigeria. We make sure that all the outgrowers that work with us in the adjoining states of Nasarawa, Benue, Taraba are, basically taken care of, let's put it that way. And for us, we are very ready to partner with government on national food security. We want to be an ally of government. And for us to be an ally of government, we need to we're encouraging government to walk the talk. We walk the talk because government talk about backward integration, we're doing that. And we make bold to say that we're the largest investor in the rice value chain. 90% of the rice value chain investments were made by Olam. We acquired Boa pasta and flour assets when we found an opportunity. We already own Crown Flour mills, which roundabout we're probably a distant third right now. But by the time we were through with the whole operations of the milling, of the turning around of the assets of Boa pasta and flour, will be number 2 to flour mills of Nigeria. But ours is not about competition; it's about providing value, making sure that on the staple or on the table of Nigerians, you have our local cherry noodles and our local brands.
Welcome back. Kenya is set to increase its earnings from the exports market with a new focus on fruits and horticultural crops. Kenya Plant Health Inspectorate Service, through a representative, said according to a survey, there is a high demand for the produce in foreign markets. Agriculture Cabinet Secretary Willie Bett urged local farmers to shift their focus to horticulture from over-reliance on traditional crops to improve their income and boost the national economy. We want to tell our farmers to plant crops such as macadamia and avocados. There is a huge market for the crops in the European and Middle East countries, he said. Organic farming adapts food production techniques that do not include the use of chemicals such as pesticides and fertilizers. Although a more difficult farming approach, a rising demand for organically produced food across Africa and beyond is creating a supply gap in the market. Let's bring you a story from East Africa about organic farming and how it is being embraced by more farmers.
Organic farming means growing food without relying on chemical fertilizers and pesticides. The market for organic food is growing fast in East Africa. Consumers are increasingly aware of the value of organic produce for their health and nutrition. At the same time, smallholder farmers are discovering how organic methods can increase their yields and income while at the same time reducing the costs for external inputs and the risk for crop failure. Every Thursday, Ade Adedeko goes to a plot which a group of farmers use as a training ground for organic farming.
Hawa wana kikundi sasa hivi, kila mmoja ana bustani yake. Wanafanya kazi vizuri tu ya kuchimba terrace, ya kuvuna, ya kuatika mboga kwa kutumia vigezo vinafuatia katika uelekezaji wa walimu kutoka SAT.
We've been training Maendeleo Farmer Group since 2010, and we've been able to train them in organic agriculture and sustainable methods of conserving the soil and the environment. And the group has 23 members who are certified organic under the participatory guarantee system using the East Africa Organic Product Standards. Traditionally, farming here depends on the nutrients that are naturally available in the soil when they clear the land. But after some years, the soil is depleted and one has to look for new land.
Sasa hivi natumia samadi ya kuku na ng'ombe pamoja na mbuzi. Alafu natengeneza mbolea ya biwi ambayo compost na ivundika kwa siku 21.
Hadija Kibwana and her family had been cultivating on this land some years back, but when the soil got depleted, they moved to some other land higher up on the mountain. When we started training them on organic agriculture, she saw the possibility of organic farming being able to revive her land that they had abandoned. So this year she went back to this land and she decided to make terraces and started cultivating it organically, and it's coming up very well.
Shambani kwangu kuna mbaazi kwa ajili ya mboga na majani kwa ajili ya kurutubisha udongo. Hii spinach kwa ajili ya mboga nimechanganya pamoja na vitunguu kwa ajili ya kufukuza wadudu. Hapa kuna pilipili hoho, kuna nyanya, kuna marejea, kuna beetroot, leeks, kuna henyans, kuna bamia kidogo, kuna mipapai, kuna mipele ambayo miti asili, kuna utupa, kuna midugutu, kuna migomba kidogo kwa ajili ya kufukuza wadudu. Hii vitunguu vinatoa harufu, wadudu wanakimbia. Halafu kuna kichaka kwa ajili ya, wengine wanatumia makemiko, sisi tunatumia kilimo hai. Tumeacha kichaka pale kwa ajili wakipiga masumu yasiingie kwenye shamba letu la kilimo hai.
Going organic for the farmers has impacted their lives economically, socially, environmentally and health-wise.
Kwa mimi mwenyewe pamoja na familia yangu, zamani nilikuwa natumia mbolea dukani, hela ile ya kumsomeshia mtoto naipeleka pale dukani. Lakini kwa sasa hivi hii hela naipata kwenye kilimo hai, mwanangu nishampeleka shule. Sasa kutambulishwa kama ni mkulima wa kilimo hai, nataka nipewe cheti cha kilimo hai, nijitambulishe katika masoko. Na mboga zangu pale nikipeleka lazima utazijua huyu ni mkulima wa kilimo hai, maana kuna tofauti pale.
You're still watching Agric World with me, Lucy Ulugbe. Time now for the concluding part of our interview with Olam Nigeria's Ade Adedeko.
What we try to do with farmers, first and foremost, it's important to understand how we procure. We procure to what we call local buying agents. Local buying agents live in the community and they understand our business model, our purchasing model, our procurement model. And we have this model for over, we're 26 years in Nigeria, so we started here with cashew, one crop. But right now we're doing cocoa, cashew, sesame, cotton, and likes, okay? But it's important to understand that in every community where you find yourself, okay, it's important to partner with the local community who will grow for you, and what they grow serves you offtake from them. And what we do is we give them seeds, fertilizer, help them with inputs, and we give them loans, interest-free loans. So we've supported over 500,000 farmers with respect to interest-free loans. As I said, we're in 24 countries in Africa, and for us, Africa is our root. Nigeria particularly is our root. We have Nigerian origin. So, and for us, we're very proud of that heritage. It's always very convenient for people to talk about the fact that the company is foreign. The last time I checked, money has no color. The last time I checked, capital is mobile. So if McDonald's can come from America and set up McDonald's here in Nigeria or in any other country, capital is mobile. If I bring my investment here, give me an environment for me to be able to thrive, and I'm happy, I'm fine. So what I'm basically trying to say here is that, listen, it's important for government to always walk the talk. And it's always important as well at the same time for government to offer incentives to farmers or to companies that are coming into the value chain to help promote agriculture. The agenda of the present government is agriculture, non-oil exports, minerals and manufacturing. And of course, they talked about security and tackling corruption. We can only play to one, which is what we know how to play to, agricultural value chain. We're the largest agricultural value chain and food company in Nigeria. I make bold to say. Our investments in Nigeria is over $1 billion. So and we're here for the long haul. We'll be here since 1989, and we'll be here, for the long haul. You see, you have to understand Africa. You have to understand the demographics, the dynamics of climate, and all that. Right now, this year, there are two countries that are witnessing what you call drought: South Africa and Ethiopia. Theirs is climatic, due to climate change. Ours here is due to policy issues. Right now, as we speak, no fertilizers for farmers for the planting season. due to what? Policy, I won't call it policy flip-flop. I'll call it a bit of what you call, you know, a kind of sit-down-look approach, waiting. But when you're waiting, time doesn't wait for you. You need to go and plant. There are two planting seasons, dry and wet. So if you have not done wet, you must do dry. If you've not done dry, you must do wet. And another thing I need to speak to, and I need to speak to quickly, is to talk about this issue of competitiveness. Competitiveness is, you cannot be competitive in everything. You can only be competitive in areas you have competitive advantage. Cocoa for us is one. Cashew for us is one. Sesame is one. Sesame, for those who don't know, or for the viewers who don't know, is the toppings you put in your burger. That's sesame. So for me, I would basically just say that the current administration is on the right track. They just need to be to support or to have a kind of conversation with companies that have done it. You see, it's always very convenient for me to say, I will do X or I will do Y. Talk to companies that have done it. In rice, we have done it. In cocoa, we have done it. In cashew, we have done it. If you go across the entire value chain where we play, we're either number one or number two. And where we're number one, we're a very distant number one. So for us, the right farming practices are very important. We speak to sustainability, we speak to growing responsibly, and for us, that's one of our cardinal principles and objectives. Whatever you do it right first time, all the time. For me, I think, like I said, agricultural policies should not be based on electoral cycles. So it's not a question of 4 years, like a rolling plan. What is important to play to is, one, look at what you have competitive advantage in, work towards it, have a plan, set up the milestones. What doesn't get measured doesn't get done. Okay? You have milestones. Work on your milestones and tick them.
And with that, we draw the curtains on today's edition of Agric World. Remember, we would love to contributions from you. Send your messages to agricworld2013@gmail.com and on Twitter, agric_world. If you've enjoyed every bit of the show today, please tune in same time next week for another edition. Until then, it's goodbye from me.